You've turned him against me.
You have done that yourself.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Trax.
I'm Ken.
Welcome to the Red Squadron podcast. Welcome back to the Red Squadron podcast. This is week 7. Long time coming. We're still having so much fun with it. This is now post-Christmas, post-New Year, so we hope you guys all had a great holiday season. Hopefully you got some cool gifts, like our friend over here.
Little Grogu. Well, the baby.
Today we have a special episode. We have our guest with us. This is Ken. Ken, go ahead and tell us a little bit about kind of your background with Star Wars.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like these guys. We went to school together. All of us, I think, grew up with Star Wars in some way, shape, or form. For me, it was watching Revenge of the Sith multiple times the same day. So, I mean, yeah, Star Wars has been a huge part of my life, a huge creative influence for me trying to write. And yeah, I just look forward to seeing what more they can do.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, we got some exciting topics for you guys today. Our intro topic, we received an email from one of our fans asking, who is the better bounty hunter, Jango or Boba Fett? I know I have some very strong opinion about this. If you watch previous episodes, you probably already know my answer, but I'll pass it to our guest star first. Would you like to tell us why?
So this is a tough one for me because I grew up with the prequels first.
Yeah.
So I was a huge Jango Fett fan, and I mean, they straight up call him the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy for his time, which is no small feat considering who else is around. I mean, you got Cad Bane, Aurra Sing, some of the big, hot shots. But then you also have Boba, who I think learned a lot from his father to become a bounty hunter before, obviously, the big decap. Yeah, and Boba himself is kind of like that Western gunslinger type, real hotshot bounty hunter. And this might be controversial, I can't help it. I think I have to pick Boba, because I think anybody who can survive a Sarlacc pit and come into his own as a bounty hunter with the rise of the Empire and, hunting a lot of Jedi like that, I think that's a big name.
I mean, Darth Vader's probably the most trusted bounty hunter, and I think that speaks volumes to his character. Trevor, what about you over there?
I had Jango, for the reasons, again, his notoriety as the most successful bounty hunter. He's very accomplished. I think they searched the galaxy to find somebody to base hundreds of thousands of clone units off of, and they chose him, his DNA, his skill set, and his training. So I think that speaks volumes. I think in either Legends or the old Clone Wars, wasn't he also the one that directly trained the Arcs or the Fordos and stuff?
I think so.
And those guys turned out, insane.
Yeah.
Right? They're up there in some of the most proficient killers in Star Wars in general, and they learned from him. So he's got to have an insane skill set. He knows how to get the job done. He's just a simple man trying to make his way in the galaxy. So I chose Jango. I hear what you're saying about Boba. Mm-hmm. He is also very, very skilled. But I think in terms of bounty hunting, probably Jango to me seems better at it.
And I actually agree with you, Trevor. I think Jango is the better bounty hunter. All right, just to roll out some statistics here. Okay. Alright. He killed 6 Jedi. How many Jedi did Boba kill? Does anybody know? I don't know either.
I don't know, but he probably killed one, maybe. He's probably killed. Maybe. But it's after the fall of the Jedi,
yeah,
so it's not the big.
Yeah, exactly. There's no big name Jedi out there, not at the peak of their powers. So I don't care. Even Boba Fett's kills from Jedi are obsolete.
You better hope we don't get flamed. There's somebody out there that knows
somebody will. Somebody will, and I'm okay with that. He also killed Coleman Trevor, the dinosaur Jedi. All right, That was a pretty big feat.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a quick kill too. That was easy. Okay. And yes, he got taken out by Mace Windu, but Mace Windu is one of the best Jedi in the whole Jedi Order. All right. He fought in the Mandalorian Civil War. That we found out in the book of Mandalorian series. Yeah, because they got his arm back in the Mandalorian series. Alright. And he's the original. I mean, I'm in the preference that clones are not as good as the original. So, clone versus original, what are you guys taking?
I mean, yeah, no, the
9 times out of 10,
clones are not as good. However, he's a perfect genetic copy, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
So it's hard to say because the original trained the clone that is an exact genetic copy, and then the clone had, 20, 30 more years of experience after that his dad's death to accumulate that knowledge, potentially.
Yeah.
I would say probably in general, I would take the original over the clone to answer your specific question.
Yes, I would take the original 9 times out of 10.
Here's what I have a question for you guys on.
Mm-hmm.
Does it change your answer if I said Jango Fett versus Boba Fett? Because it does change mine.
Like a 1v1?
Yeah.
That's tough because they have pretty much the same. They have the same armor.
Yeah.
I would argue Django might be a little better kitted out because he seems to be,
So what? I'm assuming you think Boba.
Yeah.
In a 1v1. Why?
For the reason that I just explained. So he had the teachings from his dad, right? From a very early age. He had probably some of the clone training in there as well. So those tactics, that combat skills. And then you give him another 20, 30 years. In which, who did he go up against? Jedi like Luke, he had interactions with, right? Tusken Raiders, plenty of stormtroopers. He makes an appearance in Jedi Fallen Order, right? He's going up against other bounty hunters. He's going up against Cad Bane at a young age. Then later in Book of Boba Fett, he survives the Sarlacc pit. So I feel like I'm kind of winging on him having gained a lot of skills that Jango Fett didn't have in the years that Jango Fett was dead. Because it's a completely different galaxy post Order 66.
Yes, it is.
And Boba had to navigate that and live in that.
I think I'm going to take Jango in the 1v1. I'm very biased. But Jango almost beat Obi-Wan. In some ways, I think he did. I mean, he obviously didn't get killed by Obi-Wan. So I think he won that conflict.
But Obi-Wan's very defensive. If you're going up against another killer, I
will say Jango did have an advantage because Boba was up there and
Shoot,
I don't think I held my case there. That's okay. That's okay.
What do you think about that, Ken?
Obi-Wan.
You were leaning Jango?
At first I was leaning Django because I think, between the gear that he'd have and combat experience from the Clone Wars would be a huge plus. But I don't know, I think Boba coming up in that hard of a time, I think is a real scrapper. I think in a 1v1 he could fight dirty and hold his own.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that in the Clone Wars, when he was still teenage-ish, was leading that group of, who was it, Dengar,
it was
Aurra Sing.
Yeah.
And they were letting him lead the mission.
Aurra Sing kind of bullied him around a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I also got to remember, Jango Fett, okay. Let me ask you this, I'm circling back here.
Okay.
Who's a better gunslinger? Draw it, shoot him, hit him, Cad Bane or Jango Fett?
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Who Jango Fett taught Boba Fett. Who else taught Boba Fett? Cad Bane.
Okay.
So I think Jango's skill and Cad Bane.
I think Jango would quick draw Cad Bane.
No.
What?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Think about this. Boba's got his EE3 blaster, right? Jango has his pistols. That's just it's obvious Cad Bane's gonna win that quick draw 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, Cad Bane will beat Jango.
No, not Jango. I'm saying Boba.
Oh,
because Jango has the pistol, so I think he can quick draw faster than Boba.
Yeah. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is Boba Fett has learned skill sets from Jango and Cad Bane. Jango's just going off of what Jango knows. Where arguably Cad Bane is better than Jango at certain things, and Boba has both of them. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I get your point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just a fanboy for Jango.
And I think he's the better bounty hunter at his job, but I think I would take Boba in a fight, personally.
The only knock I have on Jango is when they were going to assassinate Padme,
And he
they sent another bounty hunter to go
to send a droid, send worms. Yeah.
That's my only knock on him. Only one I have.
I mean, hey, but that speaks to his bounty hunting skills. He was like, I'm not even going to be approachable. They're not going to know I was involved. I mean, except for the little dart that Dex happened to know, he wouldn't have been.
Dex might be the greatest detective in Star Wars.
He wouldn't have known at all. He wouldn't have known at all. Jango would have been safe. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it for our intro topic.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments who you're taking, Boba or Jango.
Yeah, we'd love to know, and maybe you guys have more information about their interactions with Jedi, stuff like that, Legends, games. We'll be right back with our main topic.
Welcome back, guys. As promised, we got a very interesting main topic today. Today we're going to be talking about which clone battalion we would take in a zombie apocalypse. So we do have some guidelines for this. Trevor, do you want to run through those guidelines real quick?
Yeah, so we wanted to have some set rules because, if you don't, it kind of changes things and answers. I think the general rule is that you're obviously going to be like the commander of it. You'd get whoever the leading clone is still, but you are very much in charge, not necessarily the general or them following other obscure orders, or you're just tagging along, or a member of it. Like, you are in charge, you're creating a strategy, you're telling them where to go, what to do, and they are trying to keep you alive. Mm-hmm. What else did we have, Ken?
We also talked a little bit about maybe throwing in some discussion about what Jedi General we might have with our battalion, see if that makes any difference in our opinion. Because good leadership makes all the difference.
Makes a ton of difference.
Yeah, and Jedi might be more skilled at leading clones than we are. So I could really use their feedback. So Trax, kind of with those guidelines, who are you picking?
So I wanted a battalion that had seen some things, gone through the dirt, and really grinded out a lot of hard victories, seen some things that not many other clone troopers have seen, which is why I went with the 327th Star Corps. Okay. If you guys don't know who that is Ayla Secura's clone battalion. They went through probably the harshest parts of the Clone Wars, being on the Battle of Fallujah. They had to deal with the Acklays. You guys might remember that from the arena over in episode 2. That's who Obi-Wan fought.
Well, and if you've played Star Wars Battlefront 2, as a kid, that mission was hard.
It was ridiculously hard. Those things are overpowered. I got my little my blaster. I'm just not doing anything.
You see the numbers dropping.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Did have a question. Are we taking the vehicles with us that they have? Because they do have all-terrain vehicles and transport. So the 327th, I thought that'd be a nice addition for me. What do you guys think about that?
I would lean. The only reason I'd lean no is I don't know if zombies could get into an AT.
Oh, I'm sure they could.
It's elevated.
It's elevated.
Why would they ever have to lower?
I mean, they wouldn't, but zombies can climb anything. Like World War Z. They went up.
Well, okay. You know what we should have was circle back. Are we talking
like walking?
Okay, yeah. What do you guys want? Let's make a gut call right now. World War Z or Walking Dead?
Well, that changes with my answers. Let's do The Walking Dead first, and then we'll see if we have
Okay. Walking Dead style zombies.
So I guess your point would say they can't get up there.
Yeah.
All right. So if we do have our transports, then I'm just staying in there. So I guess that would defeat the purpose. So we'll say no vehicles for right now, I guess. Basically, they are a bunch of dogs. All right. I'm not gonna lie. If you remember Order 66, they took out Ayla Secura in a brutal way. I need some troopers who are going to do that. Mm-hmm. They've been through the hard stuff. They're going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Then they'll do that. 327th is an elite group of troopers. Not to mention Commander Bly is a fantastic.
Marshal Commander Bly. He's one of the big three. It's him, Wolf, and Cody, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Are the Marshal commanders.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, he's a...
Bly's... And also, I would like to try on his helmet, so that's like, wow. Give that to me. Let me see what you're seeing.
Give me your armor.
So that's my reasoning. Who wants to go next?
I can go next, but I wanted to add on. like if I was going to give a runner up, it was 327.
Yeah.
Because of Marshal Commander Bly, I think he's one of the top 3 big dogs for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him time and time again in Clone Wars adapt to situations, especially in that arc where like Anakin's injured, he's basically out of the fight. Bly's kind of right there on the front lines with them, helping to solve that solution. And then everything off screen that he accomplishes is very, very good.
Yeah.
As well as the kind of the ruggedness that you were kind of pointing to. Like Fallujah's a hard place to fight, and they did it. And I think we've heard through like the 501st journals and stuff like that about how much of a hell it was.
Yeah.
So
I think they said it was the hardest place because in the Battlefront 2, the 501st was going to reinforce the 327, and they were like, "These troopers have seen the worst of the worst."
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were my runner-up, but I had to give it to Commander Bakara and the 21st Nova Corps.
Wow.
So those are the equivalent of the Marines in Star Wars. Those are the Galactic Marines. First off, their armor is pretty dope. Second off, it has more weather capabilities. So, snow, rain, whatever it is, they are more equipped for that situation, as well as seeing a lot of rugged battles as well. I mean, I read that they had to go to Megiddo 4 times. I mean, not even just like, okay, that's tough, but mentally, as a soldier, to get your morale back up to, okay, we got to go here a 4th time.
Yeah.
So obviously they're very skilled as Galactic Marines. You play as them in Battlefront 2. He's got this like minigun shooter. Like I love playing as them. They get stuff done.
Yes, they do.
I think if we circle back to vehicles later, I think they have some strong vehicles for that case as well.
100%.
Another key reason, and perhaps the main, is just again I think the clone at the helm is a big part of it. Granted, they're going to listen to you, but I want somebody that's loyal, like to a fault. So I was reading up on it for this topic, and it basically said that he did question Order 66 for a split second, and then he just killed him.
Wow.
Because this is what I said on Wikipedia. He would gladly dispatch anyone he believed would compromise the Republic. So this is somebody that he served with. So he had just the moment they said no, it's for the Republic.
Yeah. And then in this case, it's for my leader, Trevor.
Yeah. So that's what you need. It's if you've watched The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes, what makes him good is he's gonna kill you if you're not gonna help his. If you're threatening his group, done.
Yeah.
And that's what Commander Bakara is gonna give me.
Yeah. Do we see him in the Clone Wars at all? I don't think we do.
He's in a background shot.
He's in a background shot, and that's it.
I'm almost positive.
I wish they would have put him in more. He had the coolest armor.
Yes.
That helmet is just...
I know, it's the most original helmet, I think.
I need to get it. I've looked at it on stores multiple times. They're always out of stock or like not that great of quality and super high price. And I'm like, okay, I need to get it. So
yeah, gotta start checking Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so what did you have, Ken?
So it did change my answer a little bit, thinking of like Walking Dead, slow style zombies, maybe not as big horde issues. And this might be a weird pick. I don't even know if they were given an official name, but I was thinking a little bit of the unit that Commander Mayday leads in Bad Batch. And kind of for the same reason as the 327th. I see them as being a group that is used to having less than they need to survive and being able to rough some really tough environments, tough battle conditions, kind of scavenging, improvising for what they need. I see them as being a very flexible group. And unfortunately, we see them at a really low point where their morale is just toasted from the Empire. But I think if we got to see them in their prime, I think they'd be a really great unit for kind of that kind of survival, rugged operation.
Yeah, that's interesting. And for sure, especially if we all of a sudden changed it and we're like, take away their armor and their gear, there's a different level of people that know how to scavenge, know how to make the most out of the equipment that they have with them. So that certainly changes things. They don't necessarily seem as military skilled as the others, but I see what you're saying about their resilience and their ability to make the situation better with limited stuff.
Yeah, you really didn't take it as a military aspect. You thought more of
Yeah.
how are we going to survive with limited resources type of way.
Yeah, if you just dropped them in there, no equipment, no nothing.
Okay.
That's a fair assumption.
And I mean, we might talk about it. I think if you change the type of, zombie or encounter that you're with, you definitely probably would want a more military.
Yeah,
They might get cooked otherwise, but
Yeah.
I think in terms of like scavenging, foraging, limited hostile encounters, I think they'd be a really good pick for just roughing it.
Yeah. No,
I can't argue there. Now, if we changed it to World War Z style, like crazy zombies, what would you change it to then?
So and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Plo Koon fanboy. He's my favorite Jedi.
Okay.
I would probably at that point pick the 104th.
Okay.
Because I think
I love that pick.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Battle hardened, great for search and rescue, great in urban environments. I think they're just a good all around for if you need to get crapped on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's Marshal Commander too, so like,
You're not
getting
going
wrong
through that.
No, you can't. I don't know about you fellas, but 501st and Wolfpack, I don't think you could go wrong with either of those picks necessarily.
Yeah. I will say, for the Walking Dead one, I might go 501st or the 212th.
Okay.
Only because of their experience on Geonosis with the brain zombies. That would be the only way I'd change my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So they have dealt with zombies before.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I thought about the exact same thing with the brain worms. I was like, okay, they might. Would you change your answer with Walking Dead zombie?
No, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep my 327.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it for both. I'd consider the 501st and the 212th.
Yeah.
They were like my second and third. Honestly, they're almost a tie for second.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong with either.
So
it depends on your preference for Rex or Cody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If you got vehicles, would you stay with them? If you could have just one vehicle from their campaign.
I'd probably go with the 212th if I got a vehicle from them.
And
because I want the vehicle that shot down Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why. If I could keep the vehicle, that would be mine.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I would personally stay mine because they've got the turbo tank. The laser. I'm betting the laser can slice through things. So the
yes. Man, those things move so quickly.
Yeah. And then they not to mention got the blasters and missiles.
Yes. I think it was
the laser. Granted, the top is exposed, so they could definitely swarm and climb up onto it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping, if we have enough fire and we got a few of them, just laser and you should be fine.
You can do amazing circle technique.
Yeah. Training them. Yeah. So I think I would say that. Would you?
I don't know, because I also think having a lighter vehicle like the biped would be great.
Oh, okay.
Because you could kind of move around pretty quickly, do some good recon if there's areas where you need to scout things out a little bit more. And you obviously can't get as many people on it, but that one person that's on it's getting away pretty well. So.
Yeah.
He said, I'm taking it. Let me up on there.
Exactly.
Okay. If we added a Jedi and the Jedi has to lead the troops, would you change your answer? And again, they are now in command. They're still protecting you, but you don't get a say. If they're we're doing this, you have to go with your group.
I'm following the Jedi's commands.
Yeah. Again, they're still there to protect you.
Yes. Yeah.
But you have to go where they go and do it.
Yeah. And depending on the Jedi, they might protect you better than other Jedi.
Yeah.
I think I would go with the 501st if I got the Jedi.
Okay.
Anakin is super loyal. We talked about that a few episodes ago. Excellent strategist. We see that time and time again. I don't know if Aayla Secura's leadership skills are good enough for me. I mean, I don't think those clones even took a split second during Order 66, and then they just kind of ravaged that situation. So I was like, I don't know if they like Aayla Secura that much.
It's so hard to tell because some people say they killed her with such force because they cared so much and they wanted her to. But
some say it's also just the environment that they were in.
Yeah, I don't know if. Unfortunately, in my opinion, they're not fleshed out enough in mainstream media to actually know if they cared or if it was brutality.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would recommend that.
Although yours, you got Kiati Mundi.
Yeah.
So I just want to say one thing. When he was on Point Rain, he brought out the flamethrowers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's a little bit of a savage peacekeeper. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, am I bad for wanting to change my answer because it's Kiati Mundi?
No.
He's great, and again, he got the job done. He's like, bring him in. Torch these bugs. Like, those were sentient creatures.
I know, that was one crime.
And he said, torch them. Don't get them all. He was counting just like Anakin and Ahsoka, right?
He
got
the highest count.
Yeah, and he killed them all.
He was definitely counting the flamethrowers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So but I'm kind of leaning more of, I don't know the number, but Yoda and Grease
Oh, the 41st, right?
from Kashyyyk.
Yeah,
Just because Yoda being the leader would give me a big boost.
that'd be huge.
Although if Yoda turns into a zombie, I would not want to do it.
But they're never going to get him because he's so agile.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's so strong in the Force.
Yeah.
So I think with a different leader, I'd be going him. I certainly thought Anakin, but I'd be going him.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably stick with the 104th in that case, because I like having a leader who's, someone that can get stuff done, but also compassionate towards the people he's working with, keeps the morale.
Nobody's expendable.
Yeah. I don't want to be expendable.
Exactly.
But I also feel like it'd be kind of crazy to go with Mace Windu's battalion.
Yeah, I thought
because he would just get crap done. That's.
And Mace Windu was a great combatant.
Yes. Yeah.
This Ryloth arc, I think he showed a lot of great leadership. He actually did care for his clones more than I think a lot of people would say. Not a bad choice at all.
What about Amagundi and is it Captain Keeley? Yeah.
I love it. I mean, how many episodes did they get? They got the one, right?
Yeah. They're going to go out to give you the escape, no matter what.
True.
Just you, but then you're without a clone battalion.
Well, would you rather die with your clone battalion?
Well, I'd rather keep my clone battalion.
They're not going to just try and die, but I'm saying if it came down to it, they're not deserting. They're holding it down.
Yeah. I like those guys. I mean, Keeley, he got down and got back up. He was not a quitter.
What was the line? What did he say?
We can do this
so hard. Yeah. Captain Keeley.
I'm not over yet, Jim.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That's roll the clip or something.
Captain Keeley! I'm not finished yet, sir. We can do this, General! Let's make the end memorable!
Okay. I think those are some pretty solid picks.
No Bad Batch, no Clone Force 99.
I just think they don't have the numbers. Especially if you're World War Z.
World War Z, no, I would. But The Walking Dead.
Because Wrecker, let's be real, Wrecker is mainly like a melee person.
Yeah. Although he has that little blaster.
Well, I know he does, but if he just gets swarmed, and then you don't want him as a zombie.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah. Having Hunter as a leader would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, his instincts are great.
Walking Dead, I think, is a way better argument.
Oh, yeah.
Way better.
Yes.
Wrecker deals with the people that you come across. Crosshair helps with the people and just maintaining a perimeter, probably.
Yeah.
You have, Hunter and Echo probably as, your scavengers. And
Tech might be the most underrated.
Yeah, he would help a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're thinking long term, setting up a base, having food sources, things to get set up. I think they'd be good for that.
Yeah. I don't see other clone battalions being able to make cool gadgets and stuff that can defend you. I think they could create a great little base for you.
You could have Omega.
I'm not taking them.
You gotta refer to all of them as cheer first. I'm like Rekka, Tick, Hunter,
Cross in.
Cross it. That would be fun.
Dude, but we would spend so much time protecting Omega.
No, they'd understand the mission as you. That was part of our
I mean, hey,
things. Maybe you could play with her bow thing, which would be fun.
Honestly, her bow is pretty elite. I'm not gonna lie. I would
Yeah.
have to mess with that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Right.
Any other comments from you guys?
Yeah. Anything else? All right.
Okay.
Well, let us know in the comments what battalion you're taking, and maybe which one of us chose the best battalion. Maybe.
We'll put a poll.
I think I got the best one, but I need to win a poll, dude.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think I'm 0-2 right now.
Probably, but you'll get up there. Maybe here's your time to shine.
Yeah.
You have a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us,
Yes.
Ken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He will be back at some point. We have like a trivia day planned, stuff like that with some of our other buddies. So stay tuned for that. But thank you again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thanks,
See ya.
guys.